This is Stonkington. Today I wanted to make a video that focuses on how to use inside bars and Fibonacci. So here I wanted to actually jump right into the Blackbox Discord. If you're trading with us here, you'll see in this council room, I post these scans from Thinkorswim that are giving inside bars on the daily, and then at the end of each week, I run the scan and post it here in the room for weeklies. So I always put out my watch list, but not, my watch list is, I'm focusing in on a couple different tickers. And so I wanted to share this video so that, if you see a ticker on one of these scans that you like to trade and you're wondering, what does this mean? What's an inside bar telling you? This is what this video is for. I want to go through it. Nothing in this video is meant to be a buy or sell recommendation. I just wanted to share how you could use inside bars and Fibonacci to find some setups and then use Blackbox to kind of give an additional edge on what to do once you see that setup. So we're going back to November 27th, so ran the weekly inside bar scan. And if we check this one out, today I was going to focus on BABA. We had tons of people making a lot of money at Blackbox on BABA this week. We had some team traders with some really good trade ideas. OMG Winner putting out alerts. Swan had BABA on the list. And it popped on the weekly inside bar scanner last weekend. So if we jump over to the BABA chart, this is what the BABA weekly chart looked like when I ran the scan and it popped there. So if we look at this chart, so we're in replay mode. This is what it looked like when it hit the scanner, and it's because of this bar right here. And basically all the weekly inside bar is telling me is that this candle just means that buyers and sellers battled harder than they did the week before, with price action fitting completely inside this candle. So price compression, basically, meaning that to me that signals if we break outside of this smaller candle's range, we could see momentum, because whoever got caught on the wrong side on this battle, they're going to be red and potentially hitting stop losses. I've mentioned before, I am a scalper. I'm looking for short-term trades. So on a weekly inside bar, that could take some time to play out. But if we kind of start to zoom in here, say you're trading with us on Blackbox Discord, you see me posting these scans, and you see a ticker that's not on my watch list, but you like to trade, this is how you could set up your trade ideas. So one way to do this would just be we take the range of this bar, and that's it. Now, hindsight's 2020, so this is just BABA recap, but I will get into some things I'll be looking for this next week with inside bars that we have going into next week. But this one just kind of look back at BABA. So this could be it. This could be your triggers. Sometimes I like to round these off to whole numbers. So could just sit and wait to see the break outside of this range. But you might be waiting and this isn't going to get you like the ideal entry, or we could just bounce around. Inside bar does not automatically equal big move. So this would be kind of the simplified, anything that pops on this scanner, this could be your watch list setup, and that's it. But I wanted to show how you could use fibs to get some additional ideas of support and resistance really quickly and easily. So I'm going to remove these drawings, and then we can take a look at the fibs. So for Fibonacci, I'm always going to be using these retracements, and fibs can be drawn on all time frames, but one thing that I've seen some value on when we get these inside bars, so this is the one we're focusing on, is using the bar that might be called the mother bar, whatever you want to call it, The one where the larger bar, you could use the range of this candle to give you the fib range, and then we'll just kind of line it up to see. So we have a high of 85.68 and a low of 71.32 on this candle. So I'm going to add the fibs here. I'm going to drop in as well these fib settings. So if we come over here, here's what I have. So you can screenshot these, save it. This is a combination of fib lines that I got from Trading Wars and then added some from Bender that go beyond this one range. So these, I would screenshot this, save it, change colors, whatever you want. But this is kind of what's been working for me. So if we jump back over here, 85.68 and 71.32. So I'm going to go ahead and enter those in. 71.32. So that was pretty close for just a quick attempt. So that's just to match this candle, the one that this one fit inside. So then I'll start drilling down a bit and see, just make sure like that these fibs seem to line up with some of the price action we already have. And to me, at a really quick glance, it looks like it does. We have some wicks down in this area, bouncing around on up here. So this looks pretty good. And then I would probably just add another line somewhere up around that high where we would want to see, our top of that weekly candle. So again, this is the setup going into the beginning of the week. And if we kind of continue to drill down here, and still looking pretty good. We got wicks coming in this area. This looks like an important line. So these fibs are lining up pretty good just off that weekly range. And if we start to let this one play out, I'm going to just kind of drill down further. We're going to go hourly, and let's see. So we're at Monday, and then here, so we had a gap up. This happens kind of frequently with these China tickers, which can be tough as an options trader because, especially in this market, we've had these crazy price swings. Swing trading can be tough. So if you are trading with us at Blackbox, we have these team traders that are putting out watch list ideas, and Swan on November 30th did have Baba on the list. So let's see if we kind of try and catch this chart up a bit. We're at, let's see, this is the end of Tuesday the 29th. And then we had another jump up as we get into the beginning of Wednesday where Swan actually had this one on his list. So let's check this out. 82.45 is going to be Swan's call trigger. So I like to add those in green just as a visual reminder. And so let's see, we had 282.45 and 281.57 is Swan's put trigger. So just add those in really quick. I put those in red as a visual reminder. There we go. And so we're still on an hourly chart. I'd be scalping here, but we could see this one just popped instantly. And so killer trade to the upside for off Swan's list. But we can see how these fibs from the weekly range start to come into play and how kind of gravitate to these lines, bounce around, and then we get some continuation. Also, again, this is just the line from drawing the top of the weekly inside bar. And so we could see how that one came into play. So that's just an example using, we saw the price compression on the weekly inside bar. So you can use the Fibonacci's to get the idea ahead of time where you might see some price action, some support and resistance. And then, we can use the team trader ideas from Blackbox to give a really nice edge here. The other thing, if you trade with us on the Blackbox Discord, so I've been working to get these alerts to pop in the Roadhouse. So I use Swan's list, and if you see these, this is kind of these are the signals that we use off Swan's list, and I'm calling flow and price levels as well. in the room live in the Roadhouse, but the idea would be you want to, when you see this pop up, you want to see if we get some kind of retest for the safest entry on those. But just a good example on BABA of how you could combine using these weekly inside bar scans, ideas from traders at Blackbox, to, there was some really nice trades on BABA this past week. So with this in mind, I wanted to kind of shift to what we can look for in terms of setups into this next week. So if you're using trading with us here at Blackbox, over here in this council room under pinned messages, a while back, I pinned this scanner for inside bars, where this is just where I'm pulling this information, so you can use this if you want to run these scans yourself. So if I jump over, here's the scanner itself, and super simple. So at the end of each day, this is kind of really the only area of the scanner I change. So at the end of each day, I make sure these all are on day and run it for the daily inside bars. But at the end of each week or on the weekend, I'm looking for weekly inside bars, because these breaks can see some really nice momentum, as we just saw with BABA. So when I ran the scan for this week, there was one thing that stands out immediately, and that is the fact that we have energy and oil as a huge focus in terms of this inside bar scanner. So we just looking at some of we have XOM, Oxy, CVX, we had MRO somewhere down here. We had, let's see, and then we just have these other energy tickers as well. Lithium, DVN, SLB. So this just jumped out instantly when I saw this. So, basically want to apply what we just saw with BABA using Fibonacci, and then checking out Blackbox data so we can kind of get an idea on some of these oil tickers. If we get some kind of pop, maybe some ideas where we might see support and resistance. I have this sorted for highest volume and then moving down, just because as an options trader, it seems best. Yeah, I'm always looking for tickers with the most volume. The other one, this would be just a lesson shout out to one of the team traders at Blackbox, Jenny B. Kind of taught the value of trading a ticker like Oxy, especially if you are new. The contract prices are, low enough, and you can still get some good momentum when it gets moving. So it's like a good ticker to kind of, you can experiment with cheap contracts, not gonna, just totally destroy you if you're wrong. But it was notable to see all these tickers on the weekly inside bar scan. So thinking back to the last time I thought I saw something like this, where we had so many tickers in the same sector on the scanner, realized it was all the way back in May or similar. I put this one out there when I saw a lot of energy and a lot of oil all on the weekly inside bar scanner, and then also checked out the crude futures chart and had this little flag going, and then the very next day it popped the flag and had a nice move up out of that. Now this is, again, not a buy or sell recommendation. Anything can happen, but just notable that the last time we had so many tickers on the weekly inside bar scanner, we saw that kind of move. So I've mentioned in previous videos that I'm a technical analysis trader, not usually one to trade and quickly interpret news and overall market sentiment type of ideas, but that's another place where I get a lot of value out of using Blackbox. We have team traders giving my live market commentary. We have Hell's Bells, sharing his thoughts on what's going on. So I did notice we had this OPEC meeting December 4th. So I'll definitely be looking forward to hearing what Hells has to say on what was discussed. Not sure if we'll have something to make a move, but there could be a catalyst here. So I wanted to jump over and start focusing on the chart. So CVX, this is the weekly chart. This is the inside bar that made this one pop on the scanner. So, and just this was super strong ticker. And so taking a look here, if we're going to want to use fibs to get an idea of possible support and resistance ideas, I would want to use this bar right here, which had the high of 186.56 and a low of 175.82. So if we get these fibs going here really quick, I'm going to fix these up. 5, 6, 56. Make sure I got that right. Let's see. 175.82. Fix that up really quick. And then we can start to drill down and check out if it looks like these could give us an idea of support and resistance just based off that. And at first glance, it's looking pretty good. I mean, yeah, we've got definitely wicks here. We've got some rejection off this blue fib here. Looks like seen some price action around there. You can kind of tell how it starts. Sometimes it'll gravitate towards the line and then, kind of bounce around there a bit. So yeah, I mean, definitely some wicks in this area. I would be watching see what happens at this line here. Clearly, we're coming back towards that area. The other thing I like to do is try and draw some of these trend lines. Sometimes they matter, sometimes they don't, but it looks like there's been a few bounces there. And then if we look at this trend line coming down from the top, we could have, this is kind of starting to get compressed here on CVX. So this is just going based off the chart. The next thing that I would want to do is jump over and take a look at Blackbox data. Looking through the flow a bit further here, so far not really seeing anything that super stands out in terms of hitting 7 stars checklist. Here's another one with repeat activity, but again, the contract price goes down. We have these repeat sweeps, just not super clear, didn't exceed open interest. So in terms of flow, I mean, it's like there's nothing on CVX that is standing out that really gives a clear direction. So it's very mixed. So it's, I'd be watching to see if we get anything additional that is very clear. But, for flow in terms of what I've seen so far, there's nothing that really is kind of just super stand out. Let's see, this started with a sweep and on some couple sweeps into the same, and this contract price did move down as well. But so it's just important to know, when you're reading this info, that sometimes there's just not enough to give a clear direction. So we need to look for more insight or more activity, and then we can just use the chart to give us direction as well. But jumping over here to the dark pool, I like, so kind of going back and forth between flow and dark pool. It's like dark pool is just a line we can watch on the chart and see whether it bounces or rejects. So I kind of like the simplicity of just watching those. It looks like they hit this 183.31 multiple times, and then this is a pretty decent size for this 183.29. So it could be a good amount of money sitting up here. Let's add that 283.31 line to the chart. A little ways away from current price action, but definitely worth keeping an eye on if we move back up, since we know from the Blackbox info that we have some money sitting there. And then looks like this 178.36, they hit it a couple times as well. So let's see, we want to get this 178.36 added, and that's going to be somewhere down here near this other fib. So this would be kind of what I'd be looking for. And what I like about this setup for CVX, it's like if we're waiting for the confirmation out of these trend lines, we're going to get additional hints as we approach these dark pool levels by using Blackbox. So to kind of recap, this is just one setup, but I wanted to show how you could use these scans that I'm dropping here in the room to find tickers that you might like to trade. Use fibs to get an idea for possible areas of support and resistance, and then use Blackbox data, use the dark pools, and then come and hang out in the Roadhouse, listen to us, read Flow live, and give ideas on some of these real-time setups. So thank you for watching. Let me know if you have questions, and look forward to getting a watch list out for this next week.